Welcome back, guys, to Project Zero. This is Rishabh here with another video podcast, and ooh, a little bit tight. I just been half an hour and a half, kind of just sorting everything out. You can't see me. There's just thumbnail, but this is exactly what we're covering. So this is the office desk for sure, and it has been entirely revamped. And if I don't know if it's revamped. It's just organized. I've sorted out all the groups of items around. And by the way, here's the remote thing, so I can sort of change the colors and see which one's best. For example, that darker blue, that's a green, that's a really bright green, really nice. Anyways, so we're gonna run through this, and here's where I am right now. So I'm gonna put this down where it makes sense, sort of. And so we're gonna run through everything. It's like a halfway point. It's not the exact after shot, but this is the halfway point. And I think what's else is important is I'm going to switch over to the side here. You see the backdrop down here on the bed now. Next to the office right here is so the desk. You can see that I have all the receipts and paperwork here kind of settled down. So here's the office, right? And kind of sorted out. We have to cover a lot of things now that we have sort of sorted things out, and then we're going to cover also the paperwork next to it, so in some detail. So first of all, what has changed? We had to highlight several things. So first of all, at the very back, let's start on the top left. For again, my left is your right. We've moved the coconut water there to the very back drop, the coconut milk, sorry. And then also we moved the chopsticks standing up with the beverages and stuff will go kind of over there. And I'm willing to put any remainder food with there as well. So it's kind of all clustered together as like food and temporary items that are consumable, you know? So that includes also the supplements here, health oriented. And I'm going to basically take, again, this is a midpoint. It's not the full after shot. If there's a before and after, there's also a mid. So it's like before, middle, and after. This is the middle. So I'm going to basically take, I missed out on a lot of stuff. So I noticed in this canister, I sort things out a little bit better. Here is all stuff that's garbage. All this plastic wrap from the Usana containers, just many layers, at least 20 of them together. The health packs can sort of, you can just take them out and place them there. And then this plastic box can be garbage because it's broken anyways. There's not much use for me to have that. This supplement here is just Booster C200, so it is supplement, so I'll place it down here. Now on the theme of tossing some stuff away, for example, I can tell you that there's also these two bottles of Usana here supplement that are completely empty. So this one here is the old branding, and this is the new branding by Omega, which is empty also. So we're going to take these two, move to the side, as well as this plastic wrap here, as well as the rest of that plastic wrap all together, and it's all going to be recyclable. Speaking of which, on the right hand side here, which is your left, we have all accumulation of all the garbage here. You can see the light there is shining up quite well at the back. But here's, I moved all the red paper that is to be used for the earphones, for capturing all the hair oil and grease and stuff like that. I placed here just some white paper here also that I missed out on. That's also clearly garbage. And we have some disposable chopsticks. So we also have the food, right? The banana chips and the Korean noodles. That's all going to be crumpled up into a bag. And why don't we do that right now? We're going to do a little magic Houdini, and I'm going to place all that together. What I will say is that before I do that, what I'm going to do is move the camera straight down to the floor. I will mention, of course, throughout the entire table that it's already been kind of wiped down, all the dust. I've used the red napkins here on the side that I said were used for the headphones, and I just wiped it down. It's captured some dust. Same thing with bottom down here. And so I want to showcase how nasty it is on the floor next to the bed. So there's the bed right next to the office. You can see all that black stuff. That's like remain cloth from the socks that fell off from my foot. It's kind of gross. And underneath here, under the office desk, it's also kind of dusty. And next to me by the foot bench, you can see there's like a large pile of dust here as well. So I'm going to use that paper napkin, and I'm just going to sweep everything up, and then I'm going to toss it inside the food, Korean food noodles that have been finished, or the plantain chips. And so that's going to happen in 3, 2, 1. Now I'm only halfway through, a little skip. You can see that over here on the side now, I've gotten rid of all of that, hold on. All of the paper there. I forgot to mention that there's also on the right hand side, there's all this dust here that I can capture with the red napkin, not just on the left hand side over here, which I've cleaned up a bit. So on the floor now you can see the napkin on the floor. I'm cleaning up around in front under the desk as well as the left, but there's also, and also on top, of course, we already used it to wipe down everything on the desk, on the standing desk a little bit more, especially where those bottles are temporarily. And then over here, we're gonna wipe out. That's very important because over here, there's actually residual, what do you call it? Fire starter matches. So matches, they had their heads broken and sprinkled here. So those are flammable. So we've got to wipe that down. And then we're gonna toss it inside this. So you can see, like I said, the Korean noodles and everything just kind of packaged together. Well, let me clean this for a second. Okay, and there you go, voila. So you take a look down there and it's all, well, it's substantially cleaner. There are cobwebs there actually. It's not only just dust and the fire starter heads that were broken, but there's also, you can see there's a little stain there. That's actually because rotten bananas, rotting bananas started to drip down there. Yeah, rotting bananas that were decomposed enough that they were dripping. That was a while ago. Anyways, it's disgusting, it's gone. And now you can see it's all packaged neatly inside this thing here. Right here on the table. Plantain chips, and then inside are the red napkins somewhere with all the dust. It's so full of dust. It's like 50% dust, 50% napkin by the end of it. And what I'd like to mention also is that there's more stuff that can go inside here. So I'm gonna pause the video again because over here we have, right, the Usana bottles, which can be recycled. But also these, like all these slips here that I mentioned from this cellophane wrap around the bottles of nutritional products. So all of that I can also toss inside. So let's pause the video again and then it will change or not. What I realize now is a plastic wrap is actually probably recyclable. So I can stick it inside that plastic container there. Especially even if you toss plastic into the garbage, that's just kind of going to the landfill. So maybe there's a chance that the plastic can be recycled. I don't know. We'll place it inside that cartridge that is supposed to be tossed away into the recycling bin as well. So inside that bin, we can also place the extra bottles of Usana Health products that are meant to be recycled as well. So that makes more sense. So now it looks like this. You can see the canister is gone. It's in my hands now. And you got the 2 recyclable bottles and the cellophane wrap all together. It's all inside the broken cartridge and this all recyclables. And then of course behind right here, you can see that's all garbage right there, that Korean plantain chip stuff. The health pack stuff's on the laptop. Now there's actually more stuff I think I can actually recycle. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the back there. You can see the food. So what we're going to do is try to consolidate everything here. What I think the plan is, so first of all, we're going to make this video largely about organization and cleaning of the office area. There's going to be food at the back here I want to cover as well. So let's combine all 4 regions. So region 1 we haven't covered before, but this surprise is Domino's Pizza. So we have the Domino's Pizza here. It's like a specialty chicken as well as penne primavera pasta. 2 sides for $8.99 each, total of like $22 in tax, plus the Powerade 0. So this is basically food I had yesterday on a trip. I was saving this for another video, but maybe we can do it at the same time. So this is all garbage, recyclable and stuff like that. So what we can do is, this is all recyclables, then I can place this canister of Usana Health Science right here and say these are all for the bin. Now what I'd like to do is move this stuff here that is food related and move it over to the bedside so that I can cover it alongside later on with some of the receipts as an iconic moment. And then we can take also the garbage from here and place it there as well. So that kind of clears up 2 regions and places it over to the bed, kind of like a new region. And then over here on top of the standing desk, we have, of course, where the supplement bottles are, plus the water bottles up here. And then, of course, the food at the back and disposable stuff. So we can group that all together. Now, before we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to mention quickly that the reason why these 4 water bottles are here now instead of at the back is because we actually had to wipe down the caps with dust. So we had to clean it a little bit and then put it back down. Because again, we don't want to keep anything on the standing desk. We want to clear the standing desk. So that means that, of course, we need to clear the table on top. Now, next to it, of course, this is something I also had to do. The health pack for Usana Health Sciences. These are nutritional supplements. It's consumables as well. Should be grouped with foods. So inside now you can see I've taken out the health pack packets, right? And then I'm going to take these health pack packets and place them inside one of those boxes over there. I think that eco great value will be either used to put the health packs inside, or I will recycle it, or I will use the plastic wrap with the chopsticks over there and place the packets inside that. So either the pack for the wooden spoons goes, or the chopsticks bag goes. I think the plastic bag and chopsticks will go first. So we're going to take the chopsticks and put it inside that box, and then place the health packets, these supplements there as well, all together. So the main reason is this here, which is finished now. We don't have any health pack inside. We used it to store, I showed in the previous video, part 1 and 2, the extra 4 bottles. 3 of them we keep, 1 of them we're going to recycle, as we mentioned over here, right? But basically, 3 of those bottles of the old brand of Usana Health Science design, before the redesign, we're going to toss it inside there. And say they're sample bottles for future clients in the future. So in 3, 2, 1, we're going to snap, and then we're going to move. Basically, we're going to wipe these down and then move it down there. I'm going to take all the supplements and move it down there, and then all the recyclables and garbage will go on the bed. And then suddenly this area will be clean on the standing desk. So will this here behind me of all the food, which we may cover again in a future video, and so will on the left and right hand side. So that clears both corners of the standing desk as well. So in 3, 2, 1. Quick update, by the way. Before I do complete all of this, you can tell that's not been touched really. Although I did move the soda pop over there already. That's great. And you can see the health supplements all there together. Put inside the eco bag. I figured I should cover this as well. So at the back of the room, I have this box of no frills, no name brand facial tissues, just 126. We want to kind of finish most of this before we move out anyways. If we don't finish it, then we'll just take it to the new place. But we can use this to wipe down any more remaining dust from the tin cans there. And the point is, I think because this is somewhat food related, we'll either place over here at the very back with all the food, or we can place it by the corner of the door, where we have all the floss and toothbrush and toothpaste and stuff. You can't see it right now because the angle's so bad, but yeah, too bad it's blocked out. But on the table, I forgot to mention is something that I really should have mentioned. I forgot to do this in previous videos. Aside from the food that was here, the disposable chopsticks and the light and the gadgets, we also have this floss from the dollar store. So 110 meters AIM dental floss, mint wax. So you can see both of this napkin here, these tissues, and this floss are either toiletry related, or we can split them and the tissue paper can be here as like food. I think these are both for cleaning and toiletry though, most likely, but at least I can pull out one of these here and wipe down the dust because I already used all the red napkins. So that's another development. I can take this and place it over there. And here's another development. You can see again all the recyclables here, the Domino's pizza, which we will talk about in a future video. And then we also have the Usana bottles of recyclable and cartridges broken, some garbage there next to all the food receipts and groceries, because that makes a lot of sense. So let's get to this table here. Let's just wipe it here and clear this as well. And there'll be another Houdini stop. All right, we change our mind again. All right, well, first of all, let's capture what's changed in the moment past. So you can tell this is mostly empty now. At the back there, all the supplements and the food are together. Okay, really nice. Over there, should probably take a photograph eventually. The chopsticks, the drinks, the supplements. And over here on the garbage side, we have all the recyclables and everything, right? Next to the receipts. Now, what I have to mention now is I made a big mistake because all this stuff here, for example, the 2 cans of coconut milk, which are quite heavy, as well as the 3 bottles of stainless steel water containers. And then, in fact, even this health pack, there's no reason why I should have this here. It's just empty bottles of consumer samples. All of this here on the left-hand side was supposed to go away. I can put this all into storage, actually. The water containers go into Blue Barrel, for example, the Heisenberg Blue Barrel meme that we did just like 2 videos ago. And then the coconut waters for cooking. So that also belongs inside the chemical barrel, you could say, of methylamine. And then this box here also should go. This box should go to storage, most likely, just storage products. So, especially since this has to do with branding and marketing, reach fulfillment for start something, part of the business thing. Anyways, the point is all this stuff here really doesn't belong anywhere near on the office desk or the standing desk, which we're going to pack up anyways. They belong in storage. So that's what we're going to do. I got to pause it. But before we do that, quickly I will mention on the right hand side, I also took 2 health packs. This will go into my drop leg. And then over there, the chopsticks over there will be put. So these 2 go inside the drop leg over there. The chopsticks over here, these will go into, I don't know, the luggage bag. So we have some spare items here that we can put away as well. So that's what we're gonna put away. Okay. And we're gonna pause again, do another magic trick, and we'll be back after we put all that stuff away as well. So the chopsticks and the nutritional supplements can be put away. And this stuff here, I think what we can do is you can put them inside the cart. All right. So pause. All right. So that took a lot of time, about 10 minutes. But what we did is we gathered together the coconut water, like I said, well, coconut milk, not water. Coconut water still there, but over here on the bed now. So this stuff here, we've got starch, something this storage as well. Consumer product to show. So we got 3 bottles here, and as well as the coconut milk, and also the paper napkins over there. Dating paper napkins here. But basically, I have that all there because it's all supposed to be meant for storage. Now I put it inside that bag, that large bag with other bags. But the main idea is that technically I could still keep the bags here. They may still be useful, but otherwise it makes a lot of sense to put all of the cleaning material, like not cleaning material, packaging materials inside there, which may involve, for example, cleaning materials such as things for Relatable and disinfect waste. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. Otherwise, I don't really know where I'm going to put these bottles. I want to put them like that inside the cart. Individually, I want to put them inside some kind of container or box and take them out. I think that's what for this cleaning session. Now, but if you take a look now at the storage desk, of course, things have gone down drastically. I can move this back here.
Until July 12th. Visit your local Pet Value, Palmax, or petvalue.ca.
And now suddenly this is all empty. So you can take a look at an aerial view. It's pretty much empty. The table desk. It's ready to move out a lot of the equipment now. So the next thing to mention is, this is a half shot, right? We're cleaning everything here. Forgot to mention that, of course, inside that broken cartridge is like your surprise thing. We got some batteries as well as this, well, the hard drive for connecting all the videos and uploading them as a backup. So that stuff has got to go as well. Once we finish uploading the videos, we can move that away. Okay, the batteries can go, or keep the batteries because we actually need it for this security camera. The security camera is not supposed to be here. Again, this is going to be going into storage or over to the new place as well. Now, if we move behind, I did say that we were supposed to cover everything else before after snapshot, but I can tell that already the way it looks to me is that we don't have enough time. It's already 20 minutes in. I spent so much time trying to reorganize and clean everything up. I didn't anticipate. Oh, and there's this too. We didn't get to talk about this. So this metal bar here on the side with the ring clamp, and you could say that basically this stuff also. First of all, there's a C2 item, class 2. I don't actually need this. I can actually give this back to. I'm going to actually. This is going to be the last thing we're going to leave here, most likely because of self-defense will be necessary in this episode. But then aside from that, there's not something that we will keep. Obviously. And then there's this ring clamp here. So if you take a look in the same region, man, it's going to be a long video. So you can see down here, and we made a lot of pauses throughout. There's all this stuff here that I've grouped together as stuff that is strewn across the entire table, mostly in this area. Scissors, we talked about the utility knife. We got a pen here, a marker there. This pen's actually from the housing organization that I benefited from. Thank you very much, caseworker. Got the keys for the landlord. We got our eyeglasses. We have these, something sharp here, just like a pin, a party pick, for a party pick for the birthdays. Just stick it inside to carry a piece of cake. I'm using it for different reasons. This is actually part of the gear. Same thing with these hair clips that I bent up for pinning onto torn pants. For example, this was some crafts. And then also on the side here, of course, we have the light bulb that's red. Earplugs. We got this here. That's how we made use of these earplugs just 5 minutes ago. And then we also have these tools here for handiwork on the house. Next to it, some stuff we didn't cover or we didn't cover in enough detail. But there's some 2 USBs here with project resources as well as music. The card underneath. Omar, we got some remotes here for changing the colors behind. And so all this gear here just kind of sits here on the keyboard platform for the main office desk. And then next behind it, we also have this light here. Okay. So some of this stuff, for example, this light here, and the security camera. We're going to use the security camera. We had to move this over to a new place without question. But this here, for example, the LED light that I didn't cover in the previous video, kind of missed it actually. I can take it out. I can also say that, for example, over here is the drawer. What do we call it? Another drawer, the drawing tablet here. The pen I've unplugged. For example, the pen is unplugged, and the LED light is unplugged. And then we also have over here on the far right hand side where we just removed all the garbage. We have this wire, extra long, 3 feet wire, I believe, long, that we can also take all of this stuff, coil it up properly, and stash it right inside this drawer over here. Okay. It's a lot of fucking stuff to cover, but basically all this stuff here goes inside this fucking drawer over here. All this electronic stuff, toss it in, and then organize it. Obviously, we'll make sure that everything's nice and clean. And then once it's inside, we can package it inside the black garbage bag, and it'll be ready to move out. Now, one thing that's also really important is that we have some technical stuff here that should go inside, for example, that we're not using anymore. Of course, this does feel a lot more like an after scene now, but that's not true because we haven't taken a photograph of it after it's all moved away. So for example, this drawing tablet, we're going to unplug if this laptop turns off. If it turns off or if it goes to sleep, we will unplug it. We can also take this over here, or we can eject it right now since we're not going to be drawing anytime soon. And place it inside the crate behind me, which will be for another video. Same thing with the stand here, this laptop stand. And then especially these earphones that are just for aesthetic. We're definitely not going to use this before we move. We're going to do it only after we moved out as a new place. So lots of stuff here that we can actually stash right now. For example, I can just take these earphones and just toss it in here. So that's all definitely just for moving out. We don't actually need it here at all. Okay. So I will say that's pretty much everything. I think that's everything that we have. We do have to unplug the lights, right? So that's important. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. But before I do that, I want to say that we want to reserve that for a moment where we can turn off the lights and get an after image as a whole. Because once we do that, we can turn off the lights and then you'll see just how brilliant these lights here are in the dark. Okay. And then we can unplug it, you know. In fact, if we do that, we should also do that with the extension cord, but I can tell that we don't have enough time to cover everything like that anyways. Or do we? So let's do a little pause once again. So finally, we've got everything packed up. I think that has to be the last change that we're gonna make. We've packed up all the electronics. So I'm gonna do a little shot right here. So you can see here's the headset that I just mentioned, right? It's all wrapped up, it's over here. We have the wallet on the side. We also have the extra long cable, 6 foot or 3 meters, something like that. 6 foot's not 3 meters. 6 feet is about like 1.8 meters. And then we also have the pen inside here. So everything that I need, including the red light bulb from on the side over here. So pretty much everything that is electronic that we don't need placed inside here and it's ready to go. In fact, I would say there's even some stuff down here, an extra spare light here that we don't even need. So what we can do is these remote controls, by the way, once we're finished with the disassembly of the lighting, we'll also be able to place it down here and then we'll be done with pretty much all the electronics. Of course, we still have to take apart this stuff. We still have to eject. And then the toolbox there, of course, we can also move away over to storage as well. But again, we may need it if we're considering unscrewing the keyboard panel from the standing desk. So we'll have to think about that as well. One last thing to mention, you can see that there's the security camera there with the batteries. We're considering what we're going to do with that because we know what we're going to do with it, but how are we going to move it over to the new place is, I'm not sure. Are we going to put it inside a box or are we just going to carry it inside a luggage bag? I don't know. Maybe it goes inside the cart. It's not clear. But yeah, that's that. And this here again can be wrapped up in the garbage bag. So I think that's everything in terms of, oh, no, we're not done. Turn over to this side. What was supposed to be one of the main highlights was the receipts. So we have taken and cleared all the receipts. You can see here on the side here, all the paperwork as well as the official documentation over here on the first left. We'll cover this in the next video. And here's all the paper receipts bundled into 5 sections. There's 4.5. Yeah, this one's very small. 4.5 bundles of receipts, all taking place in the same certain number of weeks. So we will go through all of those in possibly the next video. I think so. So either the receipts or the paperwork will go down. Obviously, if it's the receipts, it'd be great because we can recycle that all at the same time. I think we put the receipts and stash them inside that Domino's box. Most likely we'll cover the food for the Domino's, which didn't cover enough detail. And then we'll go through some of the receipts, maybe half at a time. And that'll be enough for the next one. Okay. All right, I think that sounds good. So that's it for this video. It's very long. This one's about 30 minutes long, half an hour. But I'll see you guys next. Of course, here's a visual for the appreciation animation or whatever the fuck it is. And then switch over to the side. Sorry, it's just like really nasty, poisonous behavior behind me. See you guys next one. Peace out.